Yesterday's meeting between US President Donald Trump and Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman wasn't just another diplomatic photo op. It kicked off with two massive headlines: a potential $1 trillion Saudi investment in the US, and Trump signaling that he's open to giving Saudi Arabia the F-35, America's most advanced stealth fighter jet. Those two things alone could reshape the US economy, the global tech race, and the entire power balance in the Middle East. But before we dig deeper, if you follow big picture geopolitics, hit subscribe so you don't miss what comes next.
Mr. President.
All right, so let's break it down. The two leaders spoke about a lot, but it really boils down to four big topics. First, defense. Trump said he's willing to sell Saudi Arabia the F-35, the Pentagon's most sophisticated stealth fighter jet. That alone is a massive shift because up until now, only close US allies like Israel have gotten access. But more on this later. The US also upgraded Saudi Arabia to major non-NATO ally status. 2. Money. Big money. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, also known by his initials MBS, pledged that Saudi Arabia would invest almost $1 trillion in the US. That's way higher than earlier estimates. The money is aimed at AI, semiconductors, defense manufacturing, all the industries Washington wants to strengthen. Trump framed it as a job-creating win for America. But why does Saudi Arabia want to pour this much money into the US? Because the kingdom is trying to shift its economy away from oil. It needs partners in tech, energy, chips, and defense, all the things that will matter in the next 30 years. Number 3, tech and nuclear cooperation. Saudi Arabia wants to build a civilian nuclear program, and the US wants to make sure that it's done under American supervision rather than China's. And number 4, Middle East diplomacy. Trump tried pushing Saudi Arabia closer to the Abraham Accords, basically trying to normalize relations with Israel. MBS said he's open, but only if there is meaningful progress towards a Palestinian state. And here's the most interesting part. Why is Saudi Arabia after the F-35 fighter jets? The F-35 is a family of stealth strike fighters made by Lockheed Martin, and the company openly brands it as the most advanced fighter jet in the world. And honestly, that's not even much of an exaggeration because the whole design philosophy is built around invisibility, precision, and information dominance. As a stealth aircraft, the F-35 is engineered to evade radar and other tracking systems. That means it can sneak into contested airspace, gather intel, knock out enemy defenses, and neutralize other aircraft before they even know it's there. If it works as intended, it gives the operator instant air superiority, the kind you need at the beginning of any major conflict. And it's not just a US program. Several countries are manufacturing partners, including Australia, Canada, Britain, Italy, Denmark, Norway, the Netherlands. They all help build components or assemble their own jets. Now, there isn't just one F-35, there are multiple versions. So why is this thing considered so special? Lockheed Martin calls it the most lethal, survivable, and connected fighter aircraft ever built. And that last word, connected, is key. The F-35 is packed with advanced sensors, high-speed computers, and a 360-degree camera system that feeds real-time data straight into the pilot's helmet display. The jet basically builds a digital map of the battlefield and shares it instantly with other aircraft and ground units. It's less about flying fast and more about gathering information, identifying threats, and coordinating a strike before the enemy can react. This is why the F-35 is such a big deal for Saudi Arabia. It's not just about owning a powerful jet, it's about joining a new era of air warfare where information and stealth matter more than brute force. It would move Saudi Arabia into the top tier of global air forces and tie it more closely into the US defense network. And that's why the potential approval of this sale is so sensitive, so strategic, and so politically explosive. Now, zooming out. Why does this meeting matter beyond the headlines? Because it marks a significant shift in global politics. For years, the US blocked the sale of these jets to Saudi to protect Israel's so-called qualitative military edge. Washington's policy has always been that Israel gets the top shelf gear first and everyone else has to wait. On top of that, there were concerns about how advanced US tech might be used in regional conflicts. But MBS has always wanted the F-35 for a long time, and he's made it clear that the kingdom's military needs to modernize. This jet isn't just firepower, it's prestige. And now Trump is hinting that he's ready to approve the deal. If Saudi Arabia gets the F-35, the Middle East's military balance changes. If that trillion-dollar investment materializes, parts of the US economy could get a major boost. And if Saudi Arabia eventually normalizes with Israel, then that could reshape the region's political landscape as well. Now the big questions. Will Congress approve the F-35? Will the investment actually happen? And how will the region react? Stay tuned to find out.